Good afternoon all, CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, January 3rd. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and the NQ. So again, a very frustrating day waiting for these Fed minutes to come out, and then the market, the algos just get all agitated and frisky. Takes away a lot of, for me, look, my advantage is reading the market. When these algos don't know what the heck they want to do, it's tough to read it. So I didn't do much in the afternoon. I had a very good morning in NQ, shorting it, A through D period. For the most part, did very well. Let's go over these things quickly. Righty, look at this. This is interesting. We gapped lower. Righty held their gap. They have an 11 for 11 wide POC and then spike lower. Amazing. So they go out with a double distribution day. And they just misfilmed a large gap from back in December by like 15 cents. NQ goes out with the 11 wide POC and they probed. We go out, ES and NQ, with a 9 wide POC and a price probe. I will use C's low since we got over 40 cents below it, which I like to see, between 40 and 50 cents. So we gapped lower again today in ES, filled it. So 0 for 2 on downside gaps. We tried to go trend down again today, filled them. 0 for 2 on trend days down. We got both sides of the IB, the first 2 trading days of the year. We only got the overnight low though. Sellers did have the ball in their court, even though price was all over the place. Between value, the overnight low, the IB low. Now they did take some of that away when we got the IB high and took away the opening from the sellers. But again, late in the day, sellers did prevail and take over. As we closed down 0.8, NQ 1.2, righty over 2.6. Now, is this the end of the world for buyers? Of course not. Of course not. The monthly's up, the weekly's balanced, the daily's down. This is the first time we've one time framed down 3 days in a row since last year in October when we put in our yearly lows. Okay? Not our yearly lows, I'm sorry, but our lows before we took off again to make the new yearly highs, I should say. So early on today, I did well. I took a short in A period in NQ once they filled the gap to get that responsive bounce off. B period, I did it very well with ebb and flow shorts in NQ. C period, took a short to get the IB low. That worked out. D period, when we traded up, took a short against the 144. That worked out. So things were going well, and then once D stopped the one-time framing, though, that put an end to the fun times, right? After that, I did take a short in ES in H period, and then I ended up losing 2 points on it because I have no patience at all. Would have paid because we did come in. And then I did take a short in J period when after the Fed minutes came out and they made a new high. I really didn't think they were going to go trend. Only took a few points out of it. I should have held it for a lot longer. Look at that. But read the market well. We do go out with a poor high in both ES and SPY. Keep that in mind. As far as our destinations go, for SPY, our upside, we have a price probe, which is C's low, 468.71, a 9 wide pocket C's high, 469.66, and today's high, which is poor, 471.19. For the downside, we have today's low, 468.17. In ES, our downside is 41. Our upside is price probe of 46.50, 9 wide, 56 1/4, and today's poor high of 71.75. Now don't forget, we still have the all-time high in the overnight in ES. We also have poor highs on the regular trade now all-time high and the overnight all-time high. And then on the chart, so again, here's our monthly. We still have not hit an all-time high in SPY. Still healthy though. The weekly has come into a 3-week balance for now, but there's still 2 days to go. So if this thing was to really come in 2 days, it'd be a 4-week balance. Okay, but for now, it's a 3-week balance. There's nothing wrong with that. For goodness sakes, we one time framed up 9 weeks in a row. You got to expect the market to pull back at some point. And then on the daily, we are one time firing down for 3 days for the first time since our lows in October. And that's where the market took off from. Now, we did test and trade and close right at the 20. One day doesn't make a market, so I do not care that we close either above it or below it. Triple Qs, on the other hand, close below it. Again, not a big factor. And they still have that gap from the other day. Now, the one thing that's really interesting, I know I go back to righty a lot, but they're fascinating. First off, they held their gap today. Here's the daily, and they did not fill this gap. They missed filling it by 14 cents. But here's the interesting thing. 22-month balance, 23-month balance. We stretched it. Remember I said, look, I am not calling this up until January takes out December's high. Well, right now, after rallying pretty good in December, we've pulled back pretty good back inside of this. I am not writing the bulls off yet, but I can tell you one thing. They certainly want to get going and take out December's high, really, rather than going down to, say, December's low. Anyway, hope you had a great day trading. Thanks for the likes and subscribing to this channel. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.